Well, hello and welcome to the West Ham Voice. This is a pre-recording. I don't normally do these, but here goes another one. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. It helps me and all that sort of stuff. It's a fairly new channel, and hope you enjoy the content. So, what am I going to talk about in this brief video? Well, primarily everything to do with tickets and ticket sales and the whole thing about Eintracht Frankfurt and West Ham ticketing. In just under a week's time, around 60,000 fans will be making their way to the London Stadium for the club's first European semi-final in 46 years, with West Ham United facing the last team that they played in a major European semi-final, Eintracht Frankfurt. As soon as tickets were made available for the game, the scramble to get hold of these tickets was on. Bond and season ticket holders were first in line, followed up by Claret members and so on. It looks like the club listened to some criticism regarding how many additional tickets season ticket holders were able to purchase, as this time around, season ticket holders were limited to just two additional tickets rather than the four or five that they were able to get for the quarter-final against Lyon. This, of course, was intended to give more West Ham fans the opportunity to buy tickets for this prestigious semi-final. As soon as tickets were made available, after season ticket holders got theirs, the e-ticketing system website was inundated with fans trying to get online to buy their tickets. However, there were long queues, and some people saying they were waiting for over an hour and even longer. Inevitably, the surge in activity did what many fans thought would happen, and the website crashed for quite a number of fans, meaning that they had to log back onto the website, subsequently losing their places in the queue. And then, as a result of that, a lot of fans missed out on being able to purchase tickets at all. Well, you can imagine the uproar and the upset, and quite rightly so, that this has caused, with many fans going on Facebook groups and Twitter to rightly vent their frustrations. Of those 60,000 fans who have been lucky enough to get tickets, officially, there are meant to be around 3,000 Frankfurt fans with around 57,000 West Ham fans, officially. However, is this going to be the reality? There is a widespread belief that there are many non-West Ham fans and some neutral fans who from Premier League clubs such as Arsenal, Chelsea, etc., who have season tickets at the London Stadium, especially the cheaper Band 5 tickets that cost around £300. For these neutral fans and fans from Chelsea, Arsenal, and so on, buying these cheap season tickets not only allows them to see their respective teams playing away to West Ham, but it gives them the opportunity to see other teams such as Man United, Man City, Liverpool, the kind of the luxury games that people think, they are the top games. So they've spent a mere £300 on season tickets and only decide to use it for, say, half a dozen games. That's just £50 per game to see a number of top teams at the London Stadium. It's a bargain. Yet when West Ham play teams like Burnley or Watford, etc., there are massive gaps in the stadium because these non-West Ham fans or these neutral fans simply don't bother going to such games. So why is this relevant to the current situation regarding tickets for the Frankfurt game? Well, no sooner did the official ticketing website say that we'd sold out, many tickets started to become available on other websites for astronomical prices. Some fans are speculating that the tickets available on these websites could be as a result of these non-West Ham fans or neutral fans selling their Frankfurt tickets to these websites. After all, every season ticket holder would be able to buy their own ticket, plus another two tickets for the Frankfurt game. And if anyone was going to pass them on to these rogue ticket companies, it would be them, wouldn't it? It would be the neutral fans, wouldn't it? After all, selling these precious semi-final tickets could see a handsome, profitable return for the would-be sellers, and in some cases could easily cover the cost of their whole original price that they paid for their season ticket. But is this really the reality? Is this really the case? Are season ticket holders, whether they're neutral or not, selling their tickets to these websites? And is this why these websites have these tickets on offer? Well, what is online doesn't always tell the full story. Many of these websites are rogue. They will take your money, and more often than not, you'll end up getting nothing in return. Some websites work on the premise that tickets might become available, so they offer them in the hope that they can fulfill any orders that they get. But there will be no guarantee of that. The minute an order for a ticket is made, these websites will try hard to fulfill that order, and at worst, the good ones, the legit websites, will end up giving you your money back, giving you a refund if no ticket materializes. So when you see all these websites being offering tickets for astronomical sums of money, it doesn't mean that there's actually a ticket available at that point. So the thinking that perhaps season ticket holders are merely passing them on to these tout websites isn't always correct. The trouble is, how do you know which website is legit and which website is just going to rip you off? Well, one way of finding out is to visit premierleague.com/touts. Yep, the Premier League gives you a list, gives you details about how to buy tickets safely. And I guess we all kind of know that if we're all sensible. But it also gives you a list of websites that, you should steer clear of. Halfway down the previous slide there, if you go to premierleague.com/touts, halfway down there, it gives you a link that takes you to another page which gives you a list of all unauthorized ticket websites. Now, this isn't a full list because these websites will appear, fairly regularly. So, I would recommend that you just go on there on a regular basis, or do a bit of research before you start parting with your hard-earned cash. But my main advice to you is really don't touch these websites at all. If any website is offering tickets for ridiculous amounts of money, there's something quite wrong in the first place. And what about Frankfurt fans? Are they able to go on these websites and buy home tickets in the stadium? Frankfurt fans were warned that if they tried, Frankfurt fans were warned that if they tried to buy tickets in the home end, they will be removed. They were warned that the e-ticketing system wouldn't allow them to buy tickets, especially if they didn't have a purchase history. And if they went on onto these third-party websites, if they were found in the home end of the stadium, they will be asked to leave. Now, we are all aware of what happened when Frankfurt played Barcelona away. Frankfurt fans got tickets in all parts of the home end, and apparently there were up to something like 30,000 fans in the new camp for the away game between Barcelona and Frankfurt. Um, we we don't think this is going to happen at West Ham. They've tried to be stringent about who buys tickets, and they've sent out all serious statements to West Ham fans saying that if they're caught selling their tickets, their season tickets will be terminated. They'll be banned from the London Stadium for the 22-23 season, and any priority points that they've accrued, etc., will all be taken away from them, and no refunds will apply either. But in all seriousness, how all very well that the club can stop Frankfurt fans from buying tickets from the e-ticketing system, but how are they going to stop Frankfurt fans from buying from these rogue websites? Are they really going to stop them? Are they really going to stop season ticket holders from selling on their tickets if that's what they do? And more to the point, can the club stop them? Can the club stop this from happening? And do they have the desire to? Once the tickets have sold, do they care who they go to? If any of these websites do actually end up providing tickets to those who apply for them, and if they get into the hands of Frankfurt fans, then I hope the club will do what they say and track these tickets down and take action on fans who have sold the tickets onto these websites in the first place. However, you cannot guarantee that these websites won't give a damn as to who they sell their tickets to. The last thing they'll be asking is whether the person who's buying is a Frankfurt fan at all. And that takes me on to P1 Travel. The company has a partnership with West Ham United where they're meant to provide an exclusive ticket and hospitality. They're meant to be an exclusive ticket and hospitality reseller. The relationship with P1 Travel was originally set up to provide West Ham fans who live abroad an opportunity to get a ticket, travel, and hotel accommodation as a package for home games at the London Stadium. However, the take up for these packages wasn't as high as expected, and I guess COVID had a major role to play in that as well. So the agreement with P1 Travel now seems to have changed, where all of a sudden they can just offer tickets. It's not difficult to find P1 Travel online, and there's nothing to stop Frankfurt fans from purchasing tickets for the game in the home end. P1 Travel was contacted by a protest group Hammers United, and they inquired whether visiting fans could purchase tickets for games in the home end at the stadium. P1 Travel's response was that away supporters were not allowed to buy tickets in the home end, but they did confirm that neutral supporters would be able to buy tickets in the home end, and that no proof of the buyer's neutrality would be sought. Well, that's okay then, isn't it? So long as you're a neutral fan, no problem at all. Even if the website doesn't check in any way what country you're from and has no other controls to establish who is exactly purchasing tickets. However, the deterrent is quite clear. P1 have done their business. The P1 Travel does have a statement on their website saying German fans not allowed. Well, that's really going to stop them from buying semi-final tickets, isn't it? So long as the message is there, then they're most definitely going to deter Frankfurt fans, aren't they? Look, I'm being facetious. I'm being, it's a serious issue because no way. I mean, you can use VPNs, you can use various methods of buying tickets. You don't have to say that you live in Germany. Frankfurt fans can easily put their London hotel address down as a way of circumnavigating the fact that they're from Germany. So P1 Travel are clearly not doing nearly enough to stop anybody from buying tickets from them, especially Frankfurt fans. Um, the Apparently, the travel type arrangement is undertaken by many other Premier League clubs. The fact that, however, that Premier League clubs have such a similar arrangement doesn't actually make it okay. If P1 Travel were providing true West Ham fans who live abroad with the opportunity to get tickets for games, then I'm sure we'll all be for it. The fact that P1 Travel doesn't really seem to care who buys tickets and cares even less about controlling the sale of tickets makes it an awful lot worse. If P1 Travel are found to be selling tickets to Frankfurt fans in the home end, will West Ham take as tough a measure on them as they have stated that they will against West Ham season ticket holders? I doubt it very much. I don't see anything wrong with West Ham fans passing on tickets to West Ham fans, friends, family, etc., if they can't make it. But actually having a company like P1 Travel offering tickets without any real sort of stringent checks on who's buying the tickets just doesn't bode well at all. It'll be interesting to see what happens if West Ham stewards and police find legit Frankfurt fans with legit tickets that they bought from P1 Travel in the home end. They said they're going to evict any Frankfurt fans from the stadium if that happens. I wonder if it will happen though. I think I can foresee quite a few issues with this on the night, and that doesn't bode well either. Now, look, West Ham have really got to look into the whole situation with ticketing. The Ticketmaster website crashed, as I said earlier, and clearly that's not fit for purpose. And the whole issue with P1 Travel has really got to be looked at as well. If P1 Travel are really there just for West Ham fans abroad, then that's what they should be doing. They should be making sure that they're their priority. Scandinavian hammers and hammers from other countries, etc. They're the ones that they should be focusing on to try and get them to get tickets for this particular game. But if P1 Travel are just so lax in who they sell tickets to, then surely that relationship with West Ham United has got to be called into question. I feel sorry for West Ham fans who have been unlucky to get tickets for this game. I hope we don't have to wait another 46 years to see another major European semi-final being played at the London Stadium. Now, look, the saga didn't end there because on Thursday we found out how many tickets will be allocated to us in the away game. Although the Deutsche Bank Park Stadium can hold 51,000 supporters for the Bundesliga games, because of certain restrictions applied by UEFA, capacity for the Europa League game is reduced to 48,000. West Ham have been allocated a disappointing 5%, 2,400 tickets. As with the Seville and the Lyon games, I expect to see at least three times as many fans going to the away game as there are tickets availability. Tickets go on sale today, Friday, 22nd of April, from 3 p.m. initially to bondholders, then to away season ticket holders. Then, as from Monday, they go on sale to season ticket holders with 70 points or more. It's expected that those on around 40 points might be lucky enough to get tickets, especially given the low allocation. Because of that 2,400, anything up to 600 odd tickets, if not more, go to corporates, friends, family, and so on. So you're not looking at 2,400, you're looking at under 2,000 tickets available. And to make matters worse, it's funny because just before the away ticket allocation was announced, Eintracht Frankfurt sporting director Marcus Krosch fanned the flames with his throwaway and careless statement, suggesting that the English wanted to be tough about ticket allocation and the threat of throwing out Frankfurt fans in the home end. He went on to say, "I hope there is still more in the city. This feeling does something to us." What does he mean by that? What's he trying to say? What on earth is he on about? Does he think Frankfurt fans have a right to just buy tickets anywhere around the stadium? Is it okay for them to turn up en masse and think that they're going to get into the home end? Well, if that's the case, is he going to be happy if West Ham fans do the same thing at the stadium for the away game? Will he be happy that West Ham fans try and get tickets around the stadium? Look, I know it happened at Seville. I know it happened at Lyon. But what the authorities did at Lyon, the French game, is that when they found out that West Ham fans had bought tickets in the home end, they cancelled an awful lot of them, and many fans didn't manage to get in. A small handful of fans did, but nothing like the 30 odd thousand that got in supposedly at the new camp for Frankfurt. The fact is, both clubs have been abiding by the allocation rule, the 5% ticket allocation rule. Frankfurt with their 3,000 for their away game, and us 2,400 for our away game. I'm sure both clubs would have preferred a bigger allocation, but there you go. And finally, that brings me on to allocation for the final itself. On Wednesday, UEFA announced that clubs that reach the final will each receive an allocation of 10,000 tickets, and 13,000 will go to neutrals. What the it's the stadium in Seville has a capacity of just over 40,000, and that means that it's only 25% allocation for the teams that get through to the final. 25% allocation. Many fans would have expected at least 30% allocation, which would have resulted in around 13 and a half, 14,000 tickets each. Now, look, 10,000 tickets is great, but that extra 3 or 4,000 tickets per club would have meant an opportunity for fans who don't have that many points that they've accumulated. It might have given them a chance to get to the final. 10,000 tickets each? Unfortunately not. Now, I know UEFA have got this website that they've created that neutral fans can request one of the 13,000 tickets available, but that's potluck. You know damn well that there's going to be that's going to be oversubscribed, and what happens then is it goes into a ballot. So really, your chances of getting a ticket, I don't know. There's a chance, I guess, but that really is potluck. Um, for me, I would certainly off. By the way, the of the 10,000 tickets available to each club for the final, 4,000 of those will be made free, where each club will determine. They go free to the most the fans that have been most loyal to the club. But how the club will determine who's most loyal is another thing. For me, uh, I would give a free ticket to every fan that's made one of the away games, European away games. I think that's only fair. You spend an awful lot of money going to the away games, travel, hotels, tickets, etc. You know, if I was part of who decides on getting the free ticket allocation, I give it to those fans who have made the sacrifice of travelling over, and then that's where then you offer the other 6,000 to, whether it be on the point scheme or whatever. Well, that's it. Um, a fiasco in getting tickets, a fiasco in who's going to have tickets and where, a fiasco in all these rogue companies being online website companies being able to offer tickets. But do be aware, like I said, many of these websites may be advertising them. It doesn't mean that they actually have them. So don't go parting with your hard earned cash. Join me for the West Ham Weekly on Monday night. I'll be back on Monday doing a live show. Like I said, thank you for watching. If you like what you've heard, etc., do hit the like button. Do hit the and do subscribe to the West Ham Voice. And thank you for watching.